So Oleksandr Usyk unifies the Cruiserweight division, capturing the WBC, WBA, WBO, and IBF titles, including the World Boxing Super Series Ali Trophy, with a unanimous decision win over Murat Gassiev. This year was a one-sided fight. If ever you wanted to watch what a boxing classic or what showcasing boxing skills, this is pretty much what you should watch. Usyk was tremendous from the first round to the final bell, and he did this alley shuffle towards the end of the fight just to showcase what a masterclass performance it was. I was really impressed from Usyk, and kind of what we all expected, really. I know some people did say this was going to be a close fight, but yeah, I think Gassiev in general was quite disappointing in how he took the fight, but we'll get to that. Obviously, Oleksandr Usyk moves to 15-0 with 11 KOs. His previous four fights have been top-level opposition: Marco Hunter, Marco Briedis, and Gassiev. People did say Gassiev was going to be a harder fight than Briedis, but I'll have to say that this year was quite a disappointing performance from Gassiev. Now, from the start, we have to say that Usyk did have a significant size, reach, speed advantage, better movement, better boxing technique over Gassiev. I'm going to talk about Gassiev's part. Gassiev didn't, against Lebedev, if you remember the fight, and that's kind of like a way to judge, because Lebedev is southpaw. He was able to walk Lebedev down, but obviously Lebedev didn't have as much of a good movement as Usyk did. Usyk was switch hitting. He was always making sure he moved away from Gassiev's right hand. But in this, and then in the fight against Lebedev, Gassiev was always going to the body. Now, in the beginning of the fight, Gassiev did try. He tried, with those body shots. But as time went on, and Usyk just kept pounding him with combinations to the head. Basically when you see guys working on the heavy bag and, they're just letting off combinations go, that was basically Gassiev's head. His head was like a combination box. Like, he just kept pounding it on and on and on. Gassiev occasionally tried to explode on his body just to try and slow Usyk down. But that obviously didn't work, because as the fight went on, Usyk just got better and got faster, got stronger, and he imposed himself. In the first few rounds, you could tell that Gassiev was trying to walk him down. But the thing about a pressure fighter is, being a pressure fighter, you cannot stand outside of range without coming in any explosive way. You see, Gassiev was shooting himself in the foot. And I'll bring this back into comparison. When Usyk fought Briedis stood outside of range, but then when he was coming in, he came in and he was really explosive when he came in. That is, he came in with shots that would catch Usyk out of surprise, out of notice. So Usyk wasn't sure when the explosion would come, and Gassiev didn't have anything. It was kind of one paced all through the fight. He was just march forward, guard down, and then out of nowhere he just threw a swinger, and Usyk could see it coming from a mile away. So he wasn't able to really impose himself on the fight, and I'd say I was really disappointed with how he fought. I thought he would have brought something a little better. Obviously, Gassiev did have a lot of punching power, but there was nothing that really troubled Usyk. I think in the fourth round or something, or in the fifth round, he did hit Usyk with like a right hand or something like that, but it wasn't anything that really troubled him throughout the whole fight. Usyk, for me, won every round, took every round. Obviously, he did show. I know it says here that they're both 6'3", but honestly, Usyk looked like he was taller. Now, I'm gonna assume that this here is wrong, because I don't think he was 6'3". Usyk looked way taller than he was. Reach 82, 78. Yeah, that's probably about it. But Usyk just looked like the bigger man in there. Gassiev, whenever he tried to walk him down, as a pressure fighter, you need to know how to walk people down. He was just sort of following him around in like circles, really. He didn't cut off the angles properly, and whenever he was in range, he just stood in no man's land where he's just out, just right there where Usyk could get to him, but he could never get to Usyk. So that was his downfall. But talking about Usyk was tremendous. He showed tremendous speed, showed tremendous not punching power, just foot technique. I in the past, I've always compared him to Lomachenko because he's obviously a southpaw, the Ukrainian. But yeah, I think this is kind of performance that if Lomachenko was bigger, this is kind of the performance you expect. I mean, obviously Usyk is not as athletic as Lomachenko is. Obviously, being the bigger guy, you're not as flexible, and you can't make those sharp movements that Lomachenko does move. But when it comes to like the basics of what they were doing, it was kind of similar. And I have to say, hats off to Usyk. It's a tremendous performance. Obviously, this is what you unifying the division is something that gets you up there when it comes to pound for pound. What next for Usyk? I don't know. Is he going to defend his titles a few more times? I don't know. Tony Bellew did call him out. It will be good to see. I think he beats Bellew, but it could be competitive just because Bellew obviously as far as heavyweight, and Bellew just seems to know how to surprise. So, yeah, and some people have compared and said, some guy on Twitter comes out and said that he believes Usyk would be able to beat Anthony Joshua just because of a movement. I mean, we never know. Joshua does know how to box. Usyk does know how to box. But the thing is, there's one thing you cannot pay for, and that's the size and the power that this heavyweights bring. Usyk was not able to stop Gassiev despite being able to land all those shots. And if you watch, most of those shots that Usyk was landing, they were just on punches, really. It wasn't anything that... a couple of times he'll back up Gassiev, but Gassiev would just walk through. He wasn't walking him down. Against Breedis, Breedis was sort of in some way walking Usyk down in the first 4 or 5 rounds, but after then Usyk just sort of took over and was kind of walking him down occasionally. But yeah, I don't see him being able to walk down any heavyweight. I believe he'll probably outclass them in terms of boxing skills. But yeah, tremendous performance from Usyk. We're not going to take anything away from him. He's done something that's I believe has never been done except from Holyfield. I don't know. But yeah, this definitely puts him up there as one of the best cruiserweights to ever grace the division. And yeah, we're going to see what next happens. Tell me, let me know what you guys think about the fight. How do you rate the fight? How do you rate Usyk's performance? What do you see him doing from near? Where do you see him going? Do you think he should move to the heavyweight division, or do you think he should stay at cruiserweight? How do you think he would fancy against Tony Bellew? And how do you think he'll fancy how he'll perform against any of the other cruiserweights? Deontay Wilder, Tyson Fury, Anthony Joshua. I believe he beats all of the other mid-tier. I believe Usyk also did beat Joe Joyce, I believe, in the amateurs. So, but then obviously the pro game is a little different. But he's been able to take most of the skills he's learned from the amateurs into the pro game. So yeah, let me know what you guys think. It's MC Boxing. I'm out.